That's interesting. All right, we're out here on the February the 1st, and I'm going to, feeding the deer. That hump you see out there, kind of in the middle of the picture, that's where an oak tree blew down, and that's the root ball. Something that's happened recently. February the 1st, I want to read a couple of scriptures to you. And I'll tell you this, sometimes I get anxious because I feel like that I'm not getting as many views as some other people on YouTube. And I want to read you what it says in Ecclesiastes. I feel like the Lord has given me this way of looking at it and given me a word, as they say. Ecclesiastes 11 from the King James Version. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Now I can put my own words in there. Make your videos, even though not many people are watching it, for it will come back to you after many days, and it will have accomplished its purpose, which is to declare the name of Jesus Christ, Yeshua the Messiah, before men. Now in Luke 5:4, the disciples were fishing all night, and Jesus told them, let your net down. And Simon said to Jesus, hey, we've worked all night and we haven't gotten the first fish, but we'll do it since you told us to. And when they had let their net down, they caught a great multitude of fishes that were breaking their net. They had to get help from their partners. The disciples they weren't disciples then, he hadn't called them, but that was right when he first met them, worked all night. Now this is analogous to those that are preaching the word, the gospel, declaring Jesus' name before men. You work a long time and you don't see any results. But at some point, you will catch. You just have to keep doing it. Don't let the devil tell you to quit. Witness to your family, your friends, or anybody that you can. And then this happened again after Jesus was raised from the dead. About 3 years later, they were out there fishing and they saw a man on the beach, and he hollered out to them, have you got anything to eat? And they said no. And he told them, cast your net on the right side of the boat and you'll find some fish. So they cast it, and they caught a multitude of fishes, so much that they could not even get it in the boat. And that's when they recognized him. John, the disciple, said to Peter, it is the Lord. Now remember, this is after he had been raised from the dead. But again, this is happening after they worked and worked. They obviously had been working a long time, and they said, no, we don't even have a little fish here. Don't give up with your witnessing. That's a guaranteed way not to catch any fish, is to give up. I've been fishing a lot of times in a lot of places, and I've come back with not even one fish. And then every now and then, bingo, they just bite every time I throw it in. So Jesus is telling us, don't give up. Now here's one from Ecclesiastes that says the same thing in a different way. This is from the Old Testament. Cast thy bread upon the waters. Now the bread would be the bread, the word of Jesus. For thou shalt find it after many days. It's kind of like throwing a bottle, a note in a bottle, into the ocean, and it just goes out. But after many days, it will be found. Don't expect to be, when you start witnessing about Jesus, to everybody run up and start patting you on the back and saying how wonderful you are. It'll be the opposite, actually. They'll think you're a little bit wacky. Well, that's not the job we were given, is to cast our net. We need to be casting it. I'm encouraging you to do that. Whatever gifts you have, and everybody, we've been promised, Jesus has promised, that everybody will be given a gift. Use that gift. You might not have the gift of gab like I do. I can run my mouth. And I'm also a rather logical person, and I can hold my own with the most argumentative people. It doesn't mean they're going to start believing in Jesus, because a lot of times they're saying nonsense. But if I realize they're not paying any attention, or they don't understand what I'm saying, it's time to quit talking to them. If they belong to Jesus, he's going to get them. But I don't know that my words might not help somebody else in the future that witnesses to them. It's a cumulative effect. Now, I made a longer version of this same video a few minutes ago, and some kind of something popped up on my phone and cut the video off. So I started again. Just turn the camera on and start it again. I'm not going to let that stop me. But I do get discouraged sometimes. And then I think these different things. These words that I'm saying, it's possible, I'm not saying it will, but it is absolutely possible that somebody will be watching this video long after I have died. Who knows how long this will be out there in the ether. And it will eventually catch some fish. I probably will never know. Maybe in heaven I'll know who will pay attention to these words. So to you guys out there that are listening that have not committed to Jesus, I want to encourage you. Jesus said, I am the way, I am the truth, and I am the life. And if you come, he said, if you come to me, if you ask me to save you, I will in no wise turn you away. And he also said, I will never leave you nor forsake you. Now we're talking about God, Jesus, the God-man. If he's on your side, you're in very good company. Now, if you haven't made your decision yet, I would like to suggest that you read in the New Testament the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John in the New Testament. And I think if you started with the Gospel of John, you will very quickly find out that the Bible claims that Jesus was in fact with God in the beginning, and that he was God, and that he created the world, and that he became a man and lived among us. And we, the people that his own tribe, the Jews, rejected him and killed him because They could not stand it that he was claiming to be God. He knew all that would happen. And when he finally died on that cross, his last words were, "It is finished." And that means his sacrifice, that he sacrificed himself for us, was done. And all we have to do is believe, ask him to save us, and we will be born again. And we will begin our journey as a born-again believer, and we will grow as a Christian or as a child of God. We will grow every day a little bit more like Jesus until we die, and at that time we will be ushered in to the kingdom of heaven to start an eternal journey with him in paradise. That's what the Bible teaches. Now my job is to try to gather the lost sheep, those that are not yet with Jesus. I don't judge you, and Jesus doesn't judge you either. He wants you to come to him. He's ready to forgive you. All right, this is Gardner Israel, opening my mouth and doing the best that I can to do the job that he gave me to do on this beautiful February 1st morning in South Georgia.